My dear friends, today I will be discussing about the management or treatment of kidney stones. Now, kidney stones or renal stones, also known as urolithiasis or nephrolithiasis, is simply the formation of a solid mass in different parts of urinary tract. Now, based on the type or the composition of the stone, it can be of calcium oxalate stone, it can be of calcium carbonate stone, struvite stone containing ammonium and magnesium salts, it can be of uric acid stone also. The treatment of the kidney stone depend on the size of the stone as well as location of the stone. Now for those kidney stone size is very less, they can pass spontaneously through the urine. So they can be excreted spontaneously through urine without any treatment. So simply fluid intake or water therapy can play an important role in treatment for those stones which are very less. But for those stones who are very large, more than 5 millimeter up to 10 millimeter, they need surgical intervention or lithotripsy. Fragmentation of the stone by some ultrasonic energy is necessary because the spontaneous passage of these stones is less. So especially 98% of the small stones less than 5 millimeter pass spontaneously through urine or excrete through urine. Now based on the situation or sign symptom, the treatment depends on the size of the stone, position of the stone in the urinary tract, and other sign symptoms like renal colic. Now we'll, we'll start with medical management, that is pain management, because one of the important clinical feature at presentation for kidney stone is acute abdominal pain which may spread towards the groin or inguinal ligaments, even at the back, especially in the renal angle. So the pain may be very spasmodic, the patient may not tolerate, it may be associated with sweating, and they may pass hematuria or frequent micturition or pain during micturition also. So these are the various sign symptoms of kidney stones. So one of the important therapeutic strategy or management of kidney stone includes pain management or management of the renal colic, and we do that by giving IV non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs or opioids like morphine. Now antispasmodics are also given in some cases. It has been found that NSAIDs are much better than paracetamol in handling the pain of the renal colic or kidney stone pain. Now comes to the, or let's discuss about the another important medical management, that is medical expulsive therapy. What is medical expulsive therapy or MET? Now medical expulsive therapy is a medical management so as to speed up the spontaneous passage of stone through urinary tract. So by with the help of this therapy, it increases the chance of excretion of the or pieces of the spontaneous pieces of the stone through the urinary tract, and it can pass through urine. So by this medical management, here some drugs are used which ultimately accelerate the spontaneous excretion of kidney stone through the urinary tract. So number most important drug is alpha blocker. The alpha blocker that is the most commonly used is tamsulosin. Tamsulosin is a group of drug which ultimately increase the passage of stone through the urinary tract. Beside, it is effective for larger stones, that is stones whose size is more than 5 millimeter. Beside, there are calcium channel blockers also, which also play important role in medical expulsive therapy. Calcium channel blocker like nifedipine plays important role in expulsion of the kidney stone through the urinary tract. Now it has been found that in some cases alpha blocker when given along with corticosteroid increase the output, that is increase the very fast passage of stone through the urinary tract. So corticosteroid when given with alpha blocker can increase the outcome of the medical expulsive therapy. Medical expulsive therapy can be given or also given along with lithotripsy, and it is tried, this medical therapy is tried before going into lithotripsy also. Even it is allowed or it can be given along with lithotripsy so as to increase the chance of spontaneous passage of stone through the urinary tract, through urine. So these are the various medical management. Now we will discuss about the another important technique, that is non-invasive technique, that is lithotripsy. What is lithotripsy? Lithotripsy is a non-invasive technique where by using ultrasonic energy the stone is allowed to broken down into fragments. So most important technique used is extracorporeal shock wave lithotripsy. So extracorporeal shock wave lithotripsy, or ESWL, is a non-invasive technique. It is to break down the kidney stones and remove the kidney stones. Actually best work when it work best when the kidney stone is in the pelvic region. Beside, here an ultrasound energy is used to break the kidney stone into fragments which can come out or excrete through urine through the urinary tract. So it helps in breaking the kidney stone into fragments which will easily pass through the urine. So it uses an ultrasonic energy which is responsible for breaking the kidney stone into smaller fragments which can easily come out through urine. It is very much beneficial because it is non-invasive technique. It does not use any ionizing radiation. It uses simply an ultrasonic energy. Now it has found that this energy is responsible for this ultrasonic energy is responsible for breaking the stones into fragments, and it works within 30 to 60 minutes. So at least the ultrasonic wave has to be provided for 30 to 60 minutes so as to enhance the breaking or fragmentation of this kidney stone. Now it is currently used for uncomplicated stones presently in the kidney stone or ureteric stone, and for those stones whose size is less than 20 millimeter. So it is best for uncomplicated stones and whose size is less than 20 millimeter and which is present in the kidney or ureter. So extracorporeal shock wave lithotripsy can always help in breaking down the bigger kidney stones, but it should be less than 20 millimeter. For those stones whose size is more than 10 millimeter, at least 2 to 3 settings of extra shockwave lithotripsy is essential. So for those stones size is more than 10 millimeter, at least 2 to 3 times of extra shockwave lithotripsy is essential to break the kidney stone into fragments. It is, according to the various studies, 80 to 85% of the kidney stone can be treated with extracorporeal shockwave lithotripsy. Now it has some various, though it is non-invasive, but it has some side effects. The side effects can range from very minor to severe in some rare cases. Now when it comes to minor side effects or complication, it leads to acute trauma at the site of injury, at the site of the modulator, or at the site of shock. So where the lithotripsy shock is given, that area sometimes it may undergo some acute trauma. Besides, there may be some damage to the blood vessels of the kidney because of this ultrasonic energy. There may be risk of acute kidney injury, internal bleeding. Besides, there may be subcapsular hematoma of the kidney. And in rare cases, it may require blood transfusion because of internal bleeding, and even it may lead to acute kidney injury and acute kidney failure. So one of the important but later complication or serious complication of extracorporeal shockwave lithotripsy is acute kidney failure and even severe internal bleeding, so that even blood transfusion may be necessary in some cases. So there are some long-term complications like scarring of the kidney, which ultimately decrease the kidney volume or size of the kidney. Besides, there may be increased risk of internal bleeding, hematoma, and sometimes it also increases the risk of diabetes also. But there are some advantages of extra shockwave lithotripsy, like it is a non-invasive technique. It can treat effectively the kidney stone which are present mostly in the upper urinary tract. It also responsible for low rate of morbidity. The morbidity rate is very less here, but sometimes there are some risk like acute internal bleeding or acute kidney injury, etc. But according to American Urological Association, they have recommended to lower down the firing rate or shock rate from 120 pulse per minute to 60 pulse per minute, so as to decrease the risk of getting acute kidney injury or acute kidney failure. So this is another important recommendation by American Urological Association, so as to decrease the risk of getting acute kidney injury because of side effects or complication of shockwave lithotripsy. Now comes to the surgery. Surgery is mostly done when the stone is bigger, maybe more than 10 millimeter, or for those stones who does not respond to, or even after doing lithotripsy, for those stones or for very complicated stones or complicated case of acute kidney stone, surgery is indicated. Now previously open surgery used to be done, but now it is replaced by ureteroscopy, then percutaneous nephrolithotomy. Now this ureteroscopy as well as percutaneous nephrolithotomy and extra shockwave lithotripsy has replaced the open surgery, which was used to be done in the ancient, in the 20 to 30 years back. But now they focus on the ureteroscopy as well as percutaneous nephrolithotomy. Then for ureteroscopic surgery, there is some technique, there is placement of ureteric stent.